Most people that need to lose weight want to find the magic pill that'll make them drop the pounds as fast as possible off the scale with the least amount of work involved. Unfortunately, magic pills don't exist, and losing weight does require effort, but there really are things you can do to speed up your fat loss. So in today's video, I want to go over 10 real ways that'll allow you to lose weight at a faster rate. Let's start first with one of the simplest ways, especially for beginners, and that's by carb cycling. Carb cycling was one of the first diet approaches that I personally used to successfully drop body fat. The great thing about carb cycling is that it's a very easy way to lose weight fast without giving up carbs altogether. The best way to set up a carb cycling plan would be by including high carb days, low carb days, and no carb days. The high carb days would allow you to enjoy more of the types of carbs that you actually like to eat. When setting up a carb cycling diet, your protein and fat macros remain pretty much the same, while carbohydrates get manipulated day to day. Since protein and fat macros stay the same on all your days, your calories will be significantly lower on your low and no carb days. This is why many people use their high carb day as a refeed day, and this makes the plan a lot easier to stick to because every third day you're able to satisfy your cravings for things like rice, pasta, and bread. Even though your calories may wind up being higher than normal maintenance levels on a refeed or a high carb day, it should balance out with your low and your no carb days to create a substantial calorie deficit. Definitely substantial enough to help you deplete your glycogen stores, lower overall insulin levels, and lower total weekly calories, and lose body fat. Keep in mind that even on the high carb day, you still want to stick to mostly clean, healthy options. Options like brown rice, yams, sweet potatoes, Ezekiel bread, and brown rice pasta will be better for you and your blood sugar, as well as your insulin levels, assisting you with the weight loss process. To set up a carb cycling diet, you first want to find out what your normal daily macronutrients should be at for cutting. You can use my calorie calculator that I've linked up below to do just that. And then you want to work on creating an overall deficit over the course of every 3 days. For example, if you know that you're normally supposed to have about 2,000 calories per day to lose weight, you might allow yourself to have 2,500 calories on your high carb day, 1,800 calories on your low carb day, and only 1,500 calories on your no carb day. Again, keeping protein and fat consistent throughout all 3 days. Even though you would allow yourself 500 extra calories on your high carb day, over the course of the 3 days, you'll wind up with less calories than if you simply had 2,000 calories each day of the week. The next way to speed up weight loss is to simply incorporate 2 days per week with significantly less calories. This is also known as a 5-2 dieting approach, and it's considered a form of intermittent fasting. On your 2 fasting days, you would want to take in under 500 calories per day. You can have your fasting days on 2 back-to-back consecutive days, such as on a Wednesday and a Thursday, or you can have them on 2 separate days of the week. The results should be the same. Not only does this help you decrease your total calories for the entire week, but it also allows you to lower your blood sugar and increase insulin sensitivity, further helping you burn fat faster. Many people love splitting up their diet like this because it allows them more freedom throughout the entire week. Since we're on the topic of fasting, the next way to speed up weight loss is with an extended fast. An extended fast is one in which you have no calories at all for a period of time. If you're throwing in an extended fast into your cutting plan, I recommend you don't go over a 36-hour to a 48-hour fast. However, you don't even have to go so long to experience the benefits of an extended fast. Even if you simply wait 1 day to eat only 1 meal at night, or you start with breakfast and then just don't eat anything else for the rest of the day, you can see faster progress with weight loss on any diet plan. As long as your diet plan on your feeding days is set up well, throwing in a couple fasting days can greatly speed up fat loss without breaking down muscle tissue. According to the research, to burn fat without starting to lose muscle, you should try to never exceed a 72-hour fast. Just to be certain, again, I recommend you don't exceed 42 hours, especially when you're probably already in a caloric deficit as it is with your current diet plan throughout the rest of the week if it's set up correctly. Let's move on. The next tip, and this is gonna sound too simple to be effective, but every one of my clients that have done this have told me that it's a true game changer. You're gonna eat either a salad or green vegetables before every one of your meals. Now, I know you've heard that eating vegetables can obviously help you lose weight, but the reason why I want you to eat them before your main meal is because vegetables fill you up for a very small amount of calories. The truth is that most people aren't eating their vegetables as it is, and if you save them to the end of your meal, chances are very high that they're going to wind up being left over as leftovers. Since veggies are very healthy, since they fill you up, and since they have the smallest caloric cost, you should consume them first. Not only will it help you get your vitamins in, but it'll also cause you to decrease cravings and leave you feeling full after every one of your meals. You might even feel full enough to have a smaller serving of everything else on your plate, ultimately helping you to lose weight faster and helping you to stick to the plan. For the next way to speed up fat loss, let's talk about apple cider vinegar. Even though I'm not really big on supplements and magic detox drinks that are supposed to help you burn fat faster, there are some studies on apple cider vinegar that suggest that it can really help. There are a lot of studies done on rats and mice where it's shown that apple cider vinegar can increase your metabolism, help you burn more fat, decrease appetite, and can help lower blood sugar. But there are also a few studies done on actual human beings. One of these studies involves 175 participants that consumed apple cider vinegar for 3 months. One group had no apple cider vinegar, another group had 1 tablespoon per day, and the last group had 2 tablespoons per day. And the researchers found that the 2 tablespoon group lost the most weight, specifically more belly fat. It actually did speed up weight loss in the study, but over the course of the 3 months, the 2 tablespoon group only lost about 2 kilograms more than the group that had no apple cider vinegar at all. So keep in mind, just drinking apple cider vinegar will not produce stellar results without dieting and exercising as well. Apple cider vinegar is supposed to act as an aid in the fat loss process. It can lower appetite and help you burn some additional fat, but it's not going to be the key component for fat loss. Diet and exercise are the key components. Let's move on to number 6, which is another aid that I should mention, and it's green tea. Green tea has potent antioxidants known as catechins. The most important of these is EGCG, which can boost your metabolism. In order to burn fat, fat must first be broken down inside the fat cell and moved into the bloodstream. EGCG can help inhibit an enzyme that breaks down the hormone norepinephrine. This means that there will be more norepinephrine released. This hormone is used by the nervous system to signal the fat cells to break down fat. Therefore, more norepinephrine leads to a stronger signal being sent to the fat cell, leading to more fat loss. As great as all this sounds, let me remind you that green tea is an aid. In most studies, there will be only about a 3 to 4% increase in calories burnt throughout the day, which isn't really going to be more than 50 to 100 extra calories burnt per day. Again, it can help, but it only as an aid. Next, we have a method to speed up fat loss with exercise. After every one of your workouts, after every one of your weight training workouts, I want you to throw in 30 minutes of either long duration steady state cardio, such as a treadmill, a stair climber, or an Airdyne bike, or instead you could do 15 minutes of high intensity interval training where you would do exercises back to back with no break for a certain interval. For example, you can combine squat jumps and weighted burpees and medicine ball slams. You would do each of these for 30 seconds with no break in between the exercises, and then after completing all 3, take a 30-second break. You can add other exercises and sets, but the key is to repeat the intervals for a total of 15 minutes. Weight training predominantly uses glycogen for fuel, so by doing one of these forms of cardio after your weight training workout, you'll have a direct line to your fat stores, allowing you to mobilize and burn more fat. The next way to speed up fat loss is by doing a more aggressive diet plan. So many people are afraid of their bodies going into a starvation mode because they're going to decrease their calories too low. The truth is that no matter what you do, if you diet and you cut calories, even by a small amount, your metabolism will try to slow down to match the amount of calories that you're taking in. The starvation mode is actually known as adaptive thermogenesis, and the good news is that it's not permanent. As soon as you increase your calories back to your normal range, your metabolism should go back up. Most diet plans advocate for you to not lose more than 1 to 2 pounds per week, but this is a myth, especially for people that are heavier and need to see faster results to not get demotivated. Most cutting plans have you cutting calories by about 20 to 25% from maintenance levels. However, if you have a lot of fat to lose, you can go as high as a 40% reduction to see faster fat loss. The key thing to keep in mind in order to make such a high deficit work is that you should listen to your body when you get really hungry, and when that happens, you should decrease your deficit on those days. By refeeding when it's necessary, it becomes a lot easier to stick to more aggressive diet plans. Another simple way to speed up weight loss is by getting more sleep. Seriously, this one is very important because not getting enough sleep leads to having less energy for exercise, less impulse control when it comes to making decisions on what to eat, and it messes with important fat loss hormones. Hormones like cortisol, which is your stress hormone, ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, and leptin, which is the hormone that signals your brain when you're full. These hormones don't work the same when you're sleep deprived, causing you to feel hungrier throughout the entire day. Researchers found that when dieters cut back on sleep over a 14-day period, the amount of fat they lost dropped by 55%, even though their calories stayed the same. Point is, get more sleep. The last way to speed up your weight loss is by being consistent. This has been one of the most highlighted tips on this channel since day one. Consistency is the major key to all of your fat loss goals. If you constantly start and stop, you're never going to achieve the look in the mirror that you're actually after. What you look like today is the result of what you've done consistently over the last few days, weeks, months, and years. If you want to look or feel differently, you have to change what you do on a consistent basis. As easy as this sounds, this actually happens to be one of the hardest things for people to actually do. Anyone can diet for 3 days, have a binge session, and quit, but very few can actually stick to the plan for the long haul. So what me and my team have done is we've set up a challenge to tackle this very real psychological issue of sticking to the plan. The program is 6 weeks long, and on average it has my clients losing 20 pounds or 5% of their body fat in just 42 days. And almost everyone that takes the challenge sticks to the program from day 1 to day 42. Why? Because we give you incentive to actually follow through. According to scientific research, it turns out that the human brain is programmed to work harder to avoid losing something that it already has rather than trying to get something that it doesn't have yet. We make you put skin in the game, which makes you follow through on your goals on your own. By following through from day 1 to day 42, you get the challenge for free, which is awesome because the program already comes with a fully customized aggressive fat loss diet plan, as well as a 42-day workout plan and an accountability coach that'll mentor you and guide you through the entire process. To find out more about this program, you can either click the link somewhere around here, or you could visit my website directly at www.gravitytransformation.com. See you guys soon.
Pumping.